Alright guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome to my channel. This is the Reptile Hangout, where I basically hang out with my reptiles and teach you cool things. Today I'm going to be discussing tips, tricks, and just basic guidelines to follow when you're handling your corn snake. So if you're new and you have a new corn snake and you're not sure how to approach it, this video is for you. I'm going to tell you how to handle your corn snake from baby to adult. So let's get started. Before I take out some snakes, I'm just going to go over some basic things. So the first thing is, how long should you hold your snake for? If your snake is a baby, you should really just be taking it out max 30 minutes a day. That's because they get too cold when you take them out. Even though your hands are warm or your body is warm, they can get too cold being out for too long. So just 30 minutes will suffice enough for one day. If you hold them for longer than 30 minutes, they might get stressed out, and that's not good, because then it'll start refusing food and different things like that. So you just don't want to stress out your animal. That's the most important thing when handling it. If you have an adult, I would say it's okay to hold for max around an hour throughout the day. In the end, what I just said depends on your individual snake. You really just have to read the body language of your snake. You have to know what your snake is feeling. I know that might not make sense, but once you have a snake and when you're holding it, you'll understand its body language. So if it's really stressed out and squirming and it's only been 10 minutes or 15 minutes, you probably should put it back, because that would just make the corn snake feel more relaxed. It's like, okay, I came out very stressful, but then you just put me back in my home, so it wasn't too bad because I'm not dead and I'm back in my home. Yeah, it just depends on the individual animal, and only take out your snake once per day. So don't be taking it out 5 times. It's not good. It's going to stress out the snake way too much. Unless, of course, the snake gets used to you and is accustomed to you taking it out very often, that's okay. All right, so the first thing you're going to do when you want to take out your snake is first, of course, find where your snake is. In this enclosure, I have my male corn snake. His name is Cruz, and he's about a sub-adult. He's not a juvenile. So you're just going to check under hides. Pretty much just check everywhere to find your snake. If they are babies, or if especially they like to burrow, you're going to want to check under the substrate. You're going to want to try to find them. You're going to also want to check under the water dish, because they like to burrow under that too. So just check everywhere in the enclosure to find your snake. A special note, if you do have an Exoterra enclosure, which is this enclosure right here, and more specifically, if you have the background in your Exoterra enclosure, you're going to want to check behind that too for your snake, because as you can see right there in the corner, my snake actually uses the background as a hide, because they have those little slits to put wires through. So he made it his hide. So that's where he is always. So yeah, if you have an Exoterra, just check behind that background, because that's where he's going to be. So cracking the background a bit and looking behind, you can see Mr. Cruz all spread out behind his background. So like I said, he makes an entrance and an exit. He knows how to get in and out. So I don't really take out the background, just because it's more enrichment for him and he likes to hide behind it. So once you find your snake, I know it's a little bit difficult to be showing you how I'm going to be grabbing him, but you're going to want to grab the back end of the snake. You're not going to want to grab it near its face or its head, because that will just stress it out and cause it to flee the opposite direction of you. All right, now that I've got Mr. Cruz out, sorry, I couldn't show you because he was just behind the background and I don't have any way to hold the camera and also grab the snake. But like I was saying, once you find your snake in the enclosure, you don't want to grab it where its head is. You want to grab maybe the back end where it's just coiled up. So again, you just grab the back of its body and take it out. Once you have it out of the enclosure, again, this is kind of a sub-adult. I'm going to explain what you're going to do if you have a juvenile, but you're just going to let them explore you, explore your arm, smell, slither. So yeah, pretty much just let them do them and just be a branch for them, basically. Like you're seeing right now, I'm pretty calm, so he's pretty calm. If your snake is very quick and you open up the hide and it'll just dart the other way, something you can do is just remove some of the enrichment from that enclosure. Just take out some hides, some plants, so that way your snake doesn't get tangled in anything while you're trying to take him out, or that way he doesn't get go into another hide and then you just have to keep chasing him around the enclosure. So just take out as much stuff as you can, minus the substrate. Just take out as much stuff as you can, so that way right when you're able to take out your snake, there's nothing for him to grab onto, because they grab with their tail and they grab with their head. So if they grab a branch or something, they're going to hold on to that and you might end up injuring your snake. So make sure you take some enrichment out if your snake is very slithery and very quick. Once you have your snake in hand, just relax and let the snake be a snake. Allow him to explore you, pick up some different scents. You don't really even have to touch him, but they don't like being touched, but he's kind of just reacting a little bit. If you're a beginner, the best place to handle your snake would be sitting down on a bed, because it's just a large platform. Make sure you take off your blankets or pillows. It's just a big flat platform, so if they ever fall off of you, you can easily get them. and they can't hide anywhere or slither under a door and escape forever. So handle them on a bed if you're a beginner and you're a bit worried about them falling. The most important thing when you're handling your snake is to remain calm. The snakes can sense the energy that's all around us. Yes, there is energy everywhere, and you emit energy too. So if you're really anxious and you're being stressed out, you're going to be giving off anxious energy, and your snake is going to sense that and become anxious and will not want to hang around you. So just be very calm, be very positive, and your snake will pretty much receive the energy and emit that same energy back to you. So like right now I'm being chill, he's being chill. If I start like being really anxious and shaking and like just really worried, so apparently Cruz wants to arrest me because I'm in handcuffs. Uncertain energy and just energy that is not calm or negative energy will make your snake be negative towards, and it will in turn like be not a good experience. So just have the most positive energy and just be really calm when holding your snake. Now I'm going to talk about what to do if your snake is young. Like a young snake, a juvenile. Cruz is not a young snake, but he isn't an adult either. But you're gonna see when I pull out my female Tesla, you're gonna see how small she is in comparison to Cruz. So we're gonna check her out now, and I'll tell you some tips on how to handle baby snakes. All right, so now I have my juvenile corn snake. Her name is Tesla. And like you can see, she's really small. So when you're handling a baby corn snake, you really wanna use both hands, and you kinda wanna let them just chill in the palm of your cupped hands. You don't want to try to let them chill in your hands like this, sort of cupped, but Tesla's not doing that right now. She just wants to slither everywhere. But the most safest thing is to cup both of your hands and allow your snake to slither there. So I haven't really held Tesla in like a week because I just changed her enclosure and I wanted her to get used to it. So she's pretty scared. But like I was saying, as your snake gets older, the handling will become much easier because your snake will be really relaxed and just chilled. Not unpleasant to hold, but just requires more patience to hold her because she's really scared, like you're seeing. And like I would not hold this snake for even more than 10 minutes because she's really stressed. So I'm actually gonna put her in right now so that way she can just relax. Like I said, I don't like stressing out my snakes. All right, so I'm gonna finish off the video without holding any more snakes. I do have other snakes. I have a scaleless corn snake right here, a male. He's a little bit more chill, but since he ate today, I'm not going to be taking him out. And also my ball python is doing really well, but he just ate a meal. And this video is not on handling ball pythons, so I'm not going to handle him, even though I can't. But like I was saying, in my opinion, you don't even need to handle baby snakes because they're just really, really stressed out and really scared. So holding them will just make them more stressed out and scared. I would say just wait until they get bigger. Like, of course, you're gonna have to handle them to take them out and clean up their enclosure. But to handle them and have like a playtime with them or whatever is just not really possible when they're babies because they're just way too scared of everything. So in my honest opinion, and the best thing that's worked for me, is just allow your snakes to grow. Let them be a baby snake, let them do what they need to do, and let them grow and keep growing. Because when Cruz was young, he would not let me hold them at all. Like more than 10 minutes, he did exactly what you saw there. And like I said, because I don't want my snakes to get stressed, I just put her right back in because I know when she gets bigger, she's gonna be the most chill snake ever. So when they're babies and adults, their attitude is night and day. They change and they really settle down and learn to understand that you're not there to harm them. But when they're babies, they're just tiny little noodles and they're scared of everything that's giant around them. So don't be stressed out just because your snake is stressed out. Just allow your snake to grow, give it some time, and you're gonna see the real true attitude of a docile corn snake. All right, so before I end this video off, I'm gonna talk about just the last section, which is when should you not handle your corn snake. So like you heard me mention, I'm not gonna handle him because he just ate today. I typically wait a full 24 hours before resuming handling. So tomorrow in the afternoon, maybe I'll handle him, or I won't. I don't have to, and like I said, I leave them be. But he's a little more chill and more enjoyable to take out, so maybe I'll take him out tomorrow. So yeah, don't handle your snake right after they've eaten because all they want to do is digest their food and stay in their hot spot. They do not want to be taken out and squirming around. It's just not good for them, and they're going to regurgitate their food in turn, which is one, really disgusting and really harmful for the snake because their digestive tract is designed to really only go one way. So when they're regurgitating, it's actually causing damage to their internal tracts and their internal digestive system. Second, situation where you would not be able to handle your snake is when they're in a phase called blue. Blue is basically a phase of shedding where there's an oil or like a liquid in between their old skin and their new skin. So it's just a complete layer of oil or just some type of secretion from the snake that allows the skin to really come apart and slide off easily. So like I was saying, snakes also have eye caps, as you can see. Those are actually scales over the eyes. So there's oil that develops even in between their eyes, which makes them literally blind for a period of like 2 days. Usually that's how long blue lasts. So you don't want to be handling your corn snake when they're in blue, because all they can see is really dark figures. So they won't know who's approaching their enclosure. They won't know if it's you. All they want to do is hide, because they are in a lot of discomfort during shed. Believe it or not, it's not something that is comfortable to them. It's out of the ordinary, and all they want to do is just be left alone. So don't handle your snake when it's in blue or when it's digesting its food. Those are the two main cases. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope if you were worried about handling your baby corn snake, I hope I gave you some good information. Again, the option I would take, and truthfully, honestly, is just leave your snake alone. Of course, feed it and change its water, but just allow your snake to grow, because once it grows, it's gonna change its attitude and it's really gonna settle down. Just because you don't handle it when it's a baby doesn't mean it's gonna be aggressive when it's older. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to leave them down below, and I'll make sure to get back to you. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.